It's Andre Lee, a freshman, out of Oak Park, River Forest High School. Morgan McIntosh, we've seen this before in the lineup, #1 in the nation in the Internet National Rankings. Morgan McIntosh out of Santa Ana, California, two-time All-American. He was third last year. Just keeps getting better, Jim.
Really does, and that does. McIntosh getting #1 ranking. This weight class opened up a little bit here with Kyle Snyder moving up to heavyweight, of course, coming out of his Olympic red shirt, and then really, you know, McIntosh, the Big Ten champion, was right there with the crowd that you had with returning champion Jaden Cox from Missouri, of course, Scott Schiller from Minnesota was right there, Kaiva Gadsden, the eventual national champion.
Get out of there!
You know, weight class has opened up a little bit more, and you know, Kale really likes this guy, laid back, California guy. Really calm, and says he wears shorts and sandals on campus every day, even when it snows. That's bringing California to State College.
McIntosh with the leg of Lee up in the air, trying to finish it off.
Good balance there by Lee. He's kind of stuffed his head down low and maybe wants to try to square up a little bit. And it's one of those situations where if you're Lee, you kind of just want to stay in that position and make McIntosh make the first move. And now that gathers up both legs, and there's the takedown.
Takedown for the #1 ranked wrestler at 197, Morgan McIntosh, over the freshman Andrew Lee, a senior going to work now on the freshman. Andrew Lee won 10 out of his first 12 matches this year, but he has lost 5 in a row. And tough going here when you're trying to break a losing streak and you go up against the #1 ranked undefeated wrestler in your weight class.
If he comes up, it'll be there. Working. Come on, off your belly. Knees under.
So trying to go ahead and pressure back in, but you know what? You get a large gap there between the right knee and the elbow there. It's enough for McCutcheon to kind of really sag in there. You know, just he's able to get his. Lee's able to get up to his feet. Nice. I love that trip right there. That is, when you maybe get a chance to take a look at that again.
2-0 for McIntosh. A good look at the #1 ranked wrestler for Penn State at 197.
You know, what he did right there is that when you feel that your opponent has weight on his toes, right, he becomes really hard to lift up, okay? And you take the opponent on mat returns, and you know, we're walking into pretty close to tournament wrestling here for high schoolers and everything. So,
set, cover.
But mat returns are a really critical thing, is that forward trip is really a nice weapon.
Whoa, a drive-by, trying to get the shoulder to shoulder, but Lee is able to get.
He's got to try to get his right elbow up. Yep, he does it but still he's in a world of hurt.
McIntosh, a 5th-year senior, picked up his 100th win of his career last week against Jacob Berkowitz last Sunday. Top-ranked wrestler coming out as a high schooler, and he has been a great wrestler for Penn State, still looking for his first championship.
Yeah, I'll make a big deal about this here, but Freezer right here says, when you get your opponent's nose over his toes, all right, the place to go is forward. As we go right through this trip right here, look at this trip, slams him back through, puts his left hand on the mat right there, all right, that's good work, all right, that's, you get the opponent's nose over his toes, you go forward.
Great technique by McIntosh. You talked about the high school state series coming up, and McIntosh coming out, there's an escape coming out of California, but both these teams in prep-rich states, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Pennsylvania, 7 out of the 10 starters for Penn State from Pennsylvania. 7 out of the starters today for Illinois from Illinois.
Yeah, that's great. So California, you know, connection as well for
both teams.
Yeah. I think it's going to be exciting in the future to see what happens at a program like Fresno State, able to maybe keep some of that great in-state talent that they have there. But, you know, Penn State's been able to recruit nationwide, and I think that Illinois has been able to do that as well. But, you know, fortunately for both schools, they got a lot of tremendous in-state talent, Illinois and Pennsylvania.
Two of the best prep states in America, and every year a great percentage of the All-Americans, Pennsylvania comes out on top.
Yeah.
And whether they're wrestling for Oklahoma State or Penn State or elsewise, you look back and probably a good 20% of your All-Americans come from Pennsylvania. Score again for McIntosh, and an escape for Lee, 7-2.
Yeah, it may be even a bigger number than that, Tim. You know, so the you know, why does that happen? Number one, you've got the participation levels up very high, but you've also got great coaches. These guys are showing up on these campuses that already, you know, 85, 90% there as far as the techniques they employ, the number of matches they've had. There's a low pick there. He's able to go ahead and lasso up the other leg, get the takedown.
Stay with them. Good job.
Workmanlike for Morgan McIntosh, the senior, trying to become a three-time All-American this year, get himself to the top of the podium, which has eluded him so far. He certainly has the talent to do it.
No question.
Begin the third period. Morgan McIntosh out in front 9-2. Penn State, the #1 ranked team, undefeated in duels this year, out in front of Illinois 21-9. Second caution on Lee.
Hips away. Stay up. Stay up.
So nose over the toes, steps out. Nice job by Lee there, stepping out of that.
Escape for the Illini, 197-pounder, only a freshman.
He's asked why was he able to step out of it that time. It says that he just didn't plan enough. You have to put about 60% of the weight in the leg that you're going to trip.
Get him off your wrist. Drag.
Penn State got out to a fast start. They got a decision by Gulabon, and then a pin by their sophomore sensation, Zane Rutherford, and then a fall at 157 pounds over Isaiah Martinez by Jason Neff. Ooh. There's a nice shot and a takedown.
2-point takedown, Penn State.
165, Steve Rodriguez. Up 3 weight classes from 141 to 165. Stopped the bleeding for Illinois. Came from 6-0 down to win 10-9. Great win for the Illini there. And at 174, Bo Nickel, special kid, ranked #1. Pins Brunson, ranked #5. And then at 184, Jeff Kepke wins by injury default over Matt McCutcheon, who was not able to continue because of a knee injury. Hopefully it's not too bad. And now Morgan McIntosh just working over Andre Lee.
Come on, get up. Get up. Come on.
Nice work there with the figure 4 up high. And McIntosh has always had that skill set in the top position.
Now adjust it and take him over. Squeeze it over. Squeeze it over. Push his knee down.
You gotta have a turn.
And McIntosh with riding time will win 14-3. That's 4 more points on the board for Penn State. They'll go up 25-9 after 7 matches. Your winner, Morgan McIntosh, the #1 ranked, undefeated 197-pounder for Penn State.